1. Erissa. I took the stage without fear, my purple knit dress with tiny glistening metal strands woven in, brushing gently against the tops of my silk ballet shoes as if they were schoolgirls passing secrets. My point shoes rubbed against my calloused feet in their uncomfortable way, but I was used to it. These shoes and I had endured many practices leading up to this moment. The years showed on their smooth facade, but they were no less beautiful than the day I'd earned them from my instructor. I used the slight breeze to start my music, the air singing gleefully around me as it thrummed to life. It loved this routine because it knew what came next. Air was a fickle magic, but when it got to play with fire, it tended to be more cooperative. I was fire. I let my magic swelter around me, and my dress became one with the bodysuit I wore beneath it. The audience was paying attention now. Fire was showy and somewhat rare in these parts, but air and fire together, now that was a showstopper. I knew I had this audition in the bag. The dance was a magic of its own, pulling me, making me reach for it in impossible ways. I felt like I was invincible, floating instead of standing on solid ground. It was the most difficult work I had ever done, and yet my body moved with ease and grace, despite the natural forces working against it. I gave myself over to the routine. Each movement felt so effortless and beautiful. I was living art, breathing creativity, outrunning the hands of time. For one glowing moment, I was free. I unfurled my royal blue and rose gold wings and floated high above the stage, spinning into an inverted front split. Slender fire strands snaked down my sides in a brilliant show of orange and yellow. The colors woke up even more against my purple sparkling bodysuit, and I imagined what I looked like to the audience below, having never practiced this routine in the Hall of Mirrors. My short purple hair was stiff in the breeze as the flames and wind played a dangerous game against my skin, but I wasn't one to shy away from danger. How could I with the magics I had? The two powers were like lovers. Most days they fared well and had no issue maintaining civility in the same space, but every now and then their passion grew too intense and could wreak havoc if their pride went unchecked. As the music released its closing notes, I let my wings take me into my final moments of performance, alternating poses as I spun in slow circles. It was unconventional to use wings in practical dance, but I was not here for convention and monotony. This was an audition before royalty. I was here waiting through bated breath for something I had never dreamed I would have, the chance to start my life over.